Hello. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Maggie. I'm a spiritual healer, a psychic medium. I read tarot, I love astrology, all that stuff. And today we're going to be talking about manifesting. I don't really know what this video is going to look like. I guess we'll see at the end. I don't know how long of a time span this is going to take. I don't know what the result is going to be, but I guess that's the whole point. For those of you who don't know me or just don't know my story, I am Canadian, but right now I'm living with my partner in Denmark because he is a volleyball player and his visa gets us over here. And so every summer there's this little waiting period where we don't know. We've done it for 2 years now. We don't know if we're going to be staying. We don't know what's going to be going on. And we just have to trust and take aligned action to try and get new visas because we're not European citizens. We need a visa to be over here, and it can be really stressful. It can be scary. It can happen right under the wire. We don't have a huge support system here, but I do love our life here, and this year seems extra turbulent for whatever reason, and I'm just really worried we're not going to be able to stay. And I'm in a place where I'd be okay to go home, but that's not what I want. I was kind of sitting on the fence for a while, acting like I didn't care, acting like I'd be really fine to go home, which I would be, but not making a decision, saying, I trust whatever's going to happen will happen. And it was because I didn't believe that I was worthy to accept something that felt so luxurious. I'll be fine if I go back to Canada, but staying here would be a luxury. Staying here the way that I want to stay here would be extra. And I was really feeling like I wasn't worthy of that. Who was I to ask for the extra, for the luxury, when I could just have the basic? And this is my vlog. This is my experience of saying, screw it, let's just go. And I'm going to bring you along manifesting, staying in Europe, manifesting the next up level in my life. This includes traveling in the summer, my partner Joel getting a volleyball contract or a full-time job. He's okay with either. Both would allow him to play. And staying and finding a new apartment because this one is being sold. So let's go along for the ride. I'm not sure what to expect, but I am excited. If you're following along, let me know in the comments below what you're manifesting. And I would appreciate it so much if you gave this video a like, if you subscribe to my channel, and let's get going. Okay, so the audio won't be as good because I'm out of my balcony. I don't have my mic. I'm just holding my camera as I sit on the ground. I just wanted to show you one of my first steps of manifesting. One of the big things I'm manifesting with staying, with going traveling and all of that is some extra cash, manifesting some money within my business. And so I decided, I took a couple weeks. I really wasn't posting much. I really wasn't doing much. And I just filled my own cup, and now I'm kind of starting from scratch. So at my whiteboard here, there's the video that I just started filming, and then I have, foot out of the way, move my feet, that's not for free. I have all of my cards, not all of them, but I just pulled a bunch off my shelf to help get some universal guidance to channel some stuff for my Instagram, YouTube ideas, podcast. I have my crystal book and cards. I love this book. I'll show you. It's so beautiful. And then I have the same one with the herbarary. I have past life stuff for any past life content that I'm doing, self-care. I always love using at least one Rebecca Campbell deck. I have 3 of her decks, and one of them I always use when I'm doing channeling and business reading. I have my angel numbers book. I have my angels and spirit guides and goddesses book. I always use this for the cosmic goddess circle. There's always some sort of angel, guide, or deity, goddess that is part of each ritual that I do. I have my archetypes, I have the animal spirit deck, and then I have, instead of my classic tarot, I just brought out this, what's it called again? Let me look. Antique Anatomy, yeah, the Antique Anatomy Tarot. It's a gorgeous tarot deck. I can obviously read tarot without a book, but when I am creating and I'm channeling, I want to see also what the book says so I can get everything from the universe that it wants me to. And then I just have this over here. I love watching cozy little streams on Twitch when I do work. I just have it on in the background. So today, as always, we're watching Miss Lalula. I like having some sort of background noise. It helps me focus on what I'm doing. It actually helps me channel, which I know isn't the case for a lot of people, but I just wanted to give you an insight on this first little step here of how I channel for my business. And actually my first step to manifest more money into my business is to connect with the universe and take intentional action to create content, to take the action that is needed if I want to make more money and to make more for you who's watching. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, please go do it. It's at Springloon Oracle. My podcast is The Goddess Journals, and all of this content that I'm creating now will most likely be out or being put out when you're watching this. So that's pretty cool. I just wrote something really powerful in my journal. I just wanted to share it in case anyone else needed to hear this. I look like a raccoon. That's not what I wrote. So I'm just really leaning into that with my gratitude. So just being grateful for the universe, for myself, for showing up, for having this delivered. And last of all, I wrote, I'm grateful for the magic that exists in the world, and that somehow with all this pain and disbelief, I found it. How amazing is that? If you're watching this, oh my God, I finished saying that at 1:11 in the recording. But if you're listening to this, if you're down your spiritual path and you're just worried about how it's all going to work for you, just sit there for a moment and realize you're watching this. You're diving into your spirituality, you're interested, you found it. And maybe if you don't quite feel the magic yet, you don't quite have the proof to back it up, somehow with all this pain in the world, with all this disbelief, with everyone saying, I don't believe in that, that's crazy, all of that, you found it and you believe it and you're actively finding it. Like with all of that disbelief in the world, all of the closed minds in the world, you found magic. And that just means, like I wrote down here, makes me feel divinely led and supported. That means you are so supported by the universe, that you were put in a place and time that you're able to not only believe in magic, but find it. And how special is that? So I just wanted to leave you with that. Just finished filming my Working with the Moon vlog under Libra, and I thought I would also jump in and give you a little manifesting update, give you a little update with what's going on. As you have seen, I've been romanticizing my life, getting into routines, purging, and doing a lot of journaling and just a lot of clarity work and like sitting in the energy. I'm very lucky to be in my dear friend Sophie's group program. So I've been doing a lot of shifting and a lot of limiting belief stuff there. And we just had the Scorpio full moon a few days ago, and I had a huge energetic purge. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever experienced an eclipse like that in my life. At least not one that I remember that I was aware of. This rocked me. It was so strange. I mean, the Scorpio eclipse is important because it was the last one of a series of 3 eclipses that's going to be in Scorpio and Taurus, and now we're moving on to Libra and Aries energy. And so we're ending a 3 eclipse season cycle. We're ending a year-long cycle. It was going to be an intense one. We knew that. I knew that for me, especially because Scorpio energy is extra transformative for me. I always get so many tests during Scorpio season. But this was intense. I think finally admitting that I want to stay, finally admitting I'm manifesting a trip, I'm manifesting staying, I'm ready to really step into my next level of business, next level of life, and accept it, give myself permission to up-level. I did all the mental stuff, I did all the journaling, I did all the clarity work, but I think there was still some energy that needed to be shifted out of my body, and that's what it felt like. It was like this huge energy shift. I felt on edge, I felt anxious, I felt like energy was just coursing through my veins. But it was very strange because my head was clear. I have anxiety, I've struggled with anxiety, especially overwhelm anxiety that's induced by my ADHD, and this felt different. Usually I can, even if I've buried it deep, I'm very self-aware and I know on some level what is triggering this. But this, it was like I had a clear head. None of my typical coping mechanisms, none of my self-soothing mechanisms were really working other than shifting the energy through. And it was just like this huge release of energy. And afterwards I felt empty, but not in a bad way. It was like I felt like I had so much space, and I'm watching things trickle in. I'm watching myself start to fill it up now, and I know it's only going to keep going. I let go of so much. I shifted so much energy out of my body, and I'm really feeling it today, finally, for the first time. Like, okay, we're good, but I'm feeling this like openness. I'm just excited to see what the energy holds for us, even after this shift, and just committing myself to this practice. We had some exciting things happen. So let me catch you up. But you got the eclipse story, now you got the rest. I manifested $5,000. This was during the Libra moon right before the eclipse, so this was when I got clear, everything happened. I was like, I need to manifest a minimum of $5,000 this month so that I can afford to do everything that we are planning to do this summer for this up level. That evening, done. Manifested. It blows my mind. Sometimes energetic work blows my mind, but you know, it doesn't always happen that fast. You have to be patient. You have to take your time, but also once you start to build up those practices, once you get really clear with your energy, it can happen that fast. So $5,000, bam. So then because of that, we booked our trip for the summer. So just like last summer, my partner and I are from Canada, but we're living in Denmark, and then I can work from anywhere doing my job as a spiritual healer and spiritual practitioner, and my partner is a volleyball player, so he gets 2 months off in the summer in between seasons. And so instead of going back to Canada, because those tickets are so expensive, or staying here. We get Airbnbs in different places and we travel for the 2 months because we figure if we're going to be spending the money on rent, we might as well just get an Airbnb and go somewhere. So last year we did Paris and Spain, just outside of Barcelona. And now for 2 months, we're going to be staying in different places in Italy. We have one fully booked, the other we're waiting to hear, and we have backups in case that one doesn't come through. But I am so excited. I was so worried it wasn't gonna happen. But it is. And we're spending 2 months in Italy. I'm having my little Italian European girl summer. And we'll be leaving at the end of June, coming back at the end of August. So manifested, I would like maybe, you know, a little more wiggle room money-wise for those 2 months, and I want to manifest the second place coming through and locking that in. But I'm just so excited. I'll keep you updated. I'm so excited. Next thing on the list, staying in Europe for another year. One manifestation, check. Another to go. I'm feeling really grateful right now, and spiritual work is just so damn cool. This isn't the best lighting, this isn't the best setup, but I wanted to quickly check in with you. I'm gonna try and do a tapping in the next hour or so because my partner Joel is at a tryout right now. And I was really thinking at some point that it's not gonna happen, and I was scared to try and claim it and manifest it because I was like, what if I fail? Like, what if I fail? I was having a really difficult time because I was feeling like what if I put my all into it and it doesn't happen? And like, this is my job. You know, I'm a spiritual practitioner, I'm a spiritual coach. People always tell me like, oh, you can manifest anything. Like, you're the manifesting queen. Like, everything in my life that I've tried to manifest, I have received. And all of a sudden this manifestation was feeling really big because I wasn't ready to give up this life, but I also knew that by accepting I wanted to stay, I had to accept that I was worth more than just my basic desires. I was worth luxury. I've lived in Europe now for 2 years and it's been beautiful and I've had amazing experiences, so staying for another year wasn't a necessity anymore. It was like a cherry on top. It was that next level of this gets to be beautifully, indulgently abundant rather than just like an experience that my soul craves. It was like this extra level of manifesting, and I was really scared. If I don't get this, I'm gonna look like a failure. If I don't get this, I'm going to look like a phony. I don't know, some imposter syndrome was setting in, and like I said at the beginning of this vlog, that's one of the reasons I started, because I was like, no, I want to make this happen. It's time to make this happen. And it was like, I was really worried it wasn't going to happen. I was putting so much faith. Like, we got an extension on how long we were allowed to live here, but there was a time there where I didn't know where I was going to even be in a month from now. But Joel is at a practice. My partner's name is Joel. Joel is at a practice that he was talking to some people yesterday that basically said the coach wants you. He's got your payment all figured out. He's got your visa all figured out. There were 2 international players last year and they aren't coming back, so he has 2 international spots in the funding, and it's really looking good. It's really looking good. And I have this weird thing where Oh my gosh, 444 on my camera. There's this thing, you know, people say, don't get your hopes up, try not to get your hopes up. And that was really conditioned in me for a long time. Don't get your hopes up. Don't put your eggs all in one basket. If you get excited, you only get let down. And so I would always say to myself, don't get your hopes up. Try not to get your hopes up. And manifesting and this sort of spiritual, magical work has shifted that for me, where I try to get my hopes up because I know that's how to sit in the vibe of it, but it's really scary and hard at the same time, because you think that conditioning is so deep of don't get your hopes up, and then you tell people, like I've told a few people, like, he's going to this practice, I think it's really good, and they're like, well, let's see how it goes, we'll see, like, don't get your hopes up. And I'm like, no, screw it, I'm getting my hopes up. And I really think that this is it. Then maybe I'll be able to touch him soon and say, we've got an offer, we're staying. Because he could still get a better offer, although this team seems great, it's really close, and it seems like it's all figured out, but like, he could get another offer, but like, this would mean no matter what, we're staying. Thank you, universe. Oh, I was so scared. I was so scared we were going back. I was literally making myself small. I was literally saying, I'm fine with going back, just because I didn't think I was able and worthy and in the right place to stay another year. And I think it's happening. I think it's happening. I was gonna check in with you a couple days ago, but I honestly just needed to give myself a moment. Maybe I'll get a little bit more raw and real here with my vlog soon. I kind of wish I had captured it a little bit, but I just had a full little meltdown. So my partner was getting everything figured out. He had a really good contract, and then our housing, it was just like everything was falling apart. We were gonna have to put down like a $5,000 deposit that we don't have, also right before we go traveling. And it was just, I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder how it's gonna happen. It's like, there's always something. So yeah, I was just talking to my mom. I called my mom and just was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna have to come home if we can't figure this out, which I really don't want to do, especially now that we've got a contract. He has a contract he can sign, which will get us visas. Usually I'm the one financially supporting us, but this one is gonna be like, make us pretty 50-50, which would be amazing, but we just don't have that $5,000 deposit, especially after this year where it was mostly me financially supporting us. So I don't know. We just gotta find a place to live. But yeah, I'll check in with you. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna give up. I'm just feeling very low. I was very excited. Yeah. So sick. I have a cold, but we're moving everything, all the furniture out today. We're going to be just with a bed and like a little bit of furniture, like a kitchen table, I think, for the next 4 days, and then we're going to Italy. Yay! This is the chaos before the storm. Ah. down?
Thumbs down right now.
It's a video. I'm hot, I'm tired, my hair is frizzy, but we're here. I'll put maybe in the outro a few little pictures of Italy, a few little videos of Italy, and I'll check in with you tomorrow because I'm a mess and I don't feel like updating you completely now. But we made it, we have a contract, all the manifestations have come in, and honestly, even better than I expected. I'll update you tomorrow. Oh. Well, we're here. I have energy now so I can talk. And I'm just feeling so grateful. We're here at this place for about a month, and then we're headed down to another part of Italy for another month. I think I'm gonna do some Italy vlogs, so keep an eye out for those. Just a little less spiritual and more just lifestyle vlogs. I hope that's okay. I really want to do spiritual stuff, but also just capturing my life a little bit, and I think this was a great way to do that with the manifestation vlog, capturing my life and things that I want to bring into my life, but also making it a little magical, a little spiritual for you with the manifestation. So let's do a little recap of the manifestations. I was manifesting my trip, which clearly we're on. Doing 2 months in Italy this summer, and then back to Copenhagen for another year in August. So that's what I was manifesting as well. Number 1, my trip. Number 2, getting the visas and the opportunities so that we can stay in Europe, stay in Copenhagen for another year. And then a sneaky third one that I don't think I really talked about in the intro. I can barely remember what I said there because I filmed it, in April? March? So long ago. So one of the other things that I was manifesting was actually being able to help my brother buy a plane ticket to come visit me, or for just my brother to come visit me, because I haven't seen him in 2 years now, a little over 2 years actually. So I really wanted to be able to get him over here so I could visit with him, spend some time with him, and he's also never been to Europe. However, it worked out a little differently. I think this is one of the things we talk about when we're saying relinquish control to the universe, like this or something better. This is what I'm manifesting, but I'm open to it coming in a bunch of different ways. For my birthday, which was back in June, my family came all together and bought me a plane ticket home in September for my cousin's wedding. So I'll be going home actually, and I'll get to spend time with my entire family, like my parents, my brother, my sister, my extended family at the wedding. So I think, I wanted him to come over to Denmark, and I think he probably still will. That manifestation is still out there. But I think this is where the co-creation comes through with the universe, where I put out an energy, a vibration of wanting to spend time with my family, wanting to see my brother, and instead of the way I envisioned it, it got brought about in a whole different way. So that's really amazing, and I feel so grateful and so thankful and so blessed, and I'm feeling really magical right now, and just my heart is so full because the 3 manifestations I set up for myself in April have all come to fruition, which is wild. The next step of my life has all come to fruition. A big part of manifesting Copenhagen was manifesting that we would stay, but with a better opportunity for Joel, my partner, and a better team, a better contract, a better place, and it all came in. And I just want to put a little preface here that yes, like a big part of the visas was manifesting Joel's job and getting the visas and everything like that. And like, that's not just on me. Like, yes, I manifested it, but that's not to take away from how hard he worked to get a contract. and how hard he works to stay in Copenhagen and how hard he works in the action that he took. But I'm also going to manifest it. I would say it doesn't take away from what he's done. And I'm not saying that we only got this because I manifested it, but I think, it helps. It's not going to hurt. I hope that makes sense. I just feel like a lot of people get upset thinking that when you manifest, you're kind of like, the other person has done nothing. That's not true. Like, I know I'm in Europe because of him, but I'm always going to do my part to help. I can't necessarily get us visas here the same, and so my part in doing this is manifesting. So now what I'm going to do is soak it in a little bit. I've been soaking it in for a while now, and I'm going to soak it in a little more now that we're in Italy. But my next step is to start the process over, to get clear on what I want my next step to look like. What do I want my life to look like in Copenhagen? And start to move towards that. So if you want to see another one of these, me manifesting my next level, or even just like a small manifestation of like a little bit of money or a certain situation, let me know. Put some little world emojis down, because travel has always been a big part of my manifestation journey. It's like the core of everything I manifest. So put some little world emojis if you made it to the end, because if you did, I love you. I appreciate you. I think this is going to be kind of a long vlog, but that's okay. I'm so thankful that I got to bring you along on this journey with me. I really was getting to a point in March where I didn't think it was possible, and I was feeling a lot of pressure. Like, this is my job. If I can't manifest this, I'm a failure. And while that's not true, that's why I decided to make this vlog, to be like, not only is it going to happen, but I'm going to document it. And so I really pushed into that fear there. There was a time where I didn't know where I was going to be living in 2 weeks. I literally did not have a place to live in 2 weeks. And that was so scary, but I leaned into the unknown. I leaned into the fear, and here we are. So let me know in the comments, what are you manifesting next? What are some manifestations that have come in for you recently? And I'll end this vlog with a few clips from Italy. Enjoy Italy!